Hello everyone. How are you all? I hope you are fit and fine. Today we are going to study lesson 2, punctuality and success. The moral behind this lesson is lack of punctuality is not only a sign of disrespect to others but also makes us miss great opportunities. Let us discuss the question first. You are waiting at the bus stop for your friend. He has requested you not to go without him. However, the bus arrives and your friend has not yet reached. As always, he is late. What do you do? Yes, you will board the bus. So take it, okay, in this way. Even if your friend is late, you could not wait for your friend because you want to travel. Now, children, before starting to read our story, I would discuss what do we mean by punctuality. What is punctuality? Punctuality is characteristic of being able to complete a required task or fulfill an obligation before or at a previously designed time. Punctuality means on time. In cultures which value punctuality, being late is seen as disrespectful of others' time. And children, it may be considered insulting also. One quote, a reporter and a humorist Franklin Jones has said that the trouble with punctuality is that there is nobody there to appreciate it. And a survey had concluded this. About 15% to 20% people are late to reach their offices nowadays. The impact of punctuality on personal and professional life is high, but unfortunately, many people do not realize it. Why is it that most people are rushed or late? What's the problem? What will happen if a doctor gets late to reach the operation theatre? Or a candidate is late for an interview appointment? Children, both the situation here look disastrous, right? Punctuality is one of the easiest habits to practice and the benefits many. Now, one of the famous author Dale Carnegie had said, if you want to win friends and influence people, be punctual. No wonder many successful people follow this mantra. Children, most people usually delay and dawdle by doing things to distract themselves and then try to rush and hurry for their work. This creates a lot of work related problems too. If we are punctual, you always arrive early. You built in the cushion that protects you from any stress. You always feel positive, relaxed, and in control when you are punctual, children. Being punctual is to keep a timetable and a clock with you at all times. And the best way to set yourself up for success is to make an early start. Everyone should value time. Punctuality is the basic tool of a successful person. Punctuality plays a vital role in everybody's life. It means to always work in time. To become successful in life, punctuality plays a most essential part. Children, we should always develop the good habit of punctuality since the very childhood. You know this personality, okay, children? Who is he? He is Mahatma Gandhi. I would like to share few instances of Mahatma Gandhi's life with you, children. One day in the evening, when Gandhiji was busy attending his evening prayer meeting, a person stood up and asked a question. Bapu, what should a person do first of all to reach on the top? Gandhiji answered, in my personal opinion, punctuality is the most difficult and the most important tool to become successful for any human being. A person who primarily values his supreme time is always bound to surpass others. Children, in our life, we should always remain punctual. We should reach to our school on time. We should always keep ourselves in time for our two ends meals. Even in the school, we have a timetable for our lunch and small recess. We have timetable for studies also. In the same way, you have to give priority of your studies to do it on time. We must wake up on time. We must sleep on time. Play while you play. Work while you work. All great men have been leading a very highly punctual life. Here, once again, I am going to share one of the example of hardcore punctuality of Gandhiji. One day, there was a gathering of large public. Gandhiji was invited to address public on a particular time and date. The organizers said to Gandhiji that they would send a four-wheeler to pick him up. The meeting day arrived. Gandhiji saw his watch. He had to reach at 5 p.m. He waited for the four-wheeler up to 4:30 p.m. But when there was no opportunity of coming of car, he took his own bicycle and reached the meeting place on time. Sharp at 5 p.m., Gandhiji began to deliver his speech. The organizers sent a four-wheeler for Gandhiji at about 5 p.m. When they come to know that Gandhiji had already reached for the meeting, they were badly ashamed. They saw that Gandhiji was addressing the large public gathering. At the end of the meeting, they approached Gandhiji with a heavy heart to seek excuse and said, "We are extremely sorry, Bapu. We were late at your ashram by few minutes. We reached your ashram at 5 p.m. but we came to know that you had already gone. We are very sorry that you had come on your old bicycle. You could have waited for us at your ashram." Gandhiji smiled happily and said, "We should always respect time because each and every moment is valuable. We should not waste time. See, children, what we have seen here that if we fail to remain punctual, all of us not only harm ourselves but also badly upset the plans of others also. So, develop the supreme habit of being punctual in your life. Okay, now let us begin to read our story. This interesting story tells us how all the colors except black and white became a part of rainbow because of their being always punctual. The title of story is The Punctual Colors. A long, long time ago, when it was the beginning of everything, and even the planets and stars were still very young, they all went to God's school to learn how to work well. There was a special class which was everyone's favorite. It had the most funny classmates. The class members were a bunch of rather happy and naughty colors: black, white, red, yellow, blue, green, violet, orange, and indigo. They hoped to grow up to be wonderful and useful colors, and this is what they were being trained for. Now, here, children, a long, long time ago, when it was a beginning of everything, and even the stars and the planets were very young. They all used to go to the school of God, okay, where they used to learn how to work well. And one day there was a special class which was everyone's favorite. It had the most funny classmates. Who were the class members? The class members were the funny colors who were very naughty. Which colors were they? Yes, here you can see the classmates, okay, of black, white, red, yellow, blue, green, violet, orange, and indigo. Now let's read further, children. Black and white were particularly naughty. They were so busy causing mischief that they were almost always late for class. Come to the next page, children. One morning there was a great commotion in the sky. The clouds, while practicing their raining, rained so hard that they created a terrible storm. This left everyone depressed and sad. Even when the sun started shining again, the world was not able to get over the storm and was still upset. God wanted to bring the smiles back on everyone's faces. The only solution he could think of was to appeal to the colors. Even though they were very young, God went to their classroom and found that all the colors were present except for black and white. They were as usual late. However, there was no time to lose and they could not wait for black and white. Thus, God told the other colors to do something fast. The colors ran down the corridor and flew up into the sky, where the clouds, ashamed of what had happened, were waiting. Now, one morning, there was a great commotion in sky. The sky had got disrupted. Clouds were practicing to rain, but it rained so hard that it created a terrible storm. And this storm was so terrible that all others were feeling depressed and sad. God wanted to bring smiles now on the faces of this world. God thought of a plan and he had a solution that he will appeal to the colors even though they were very young. Then that God went to the classroom of these colors, okay, children. And God found that all the colors were present except which colors? Black and white. They were as usual late. However, he thought that we should not lose time. So, God told the other colors to do something fast. So, what did the colors do? The colors ran down to the corridor and flew up into the sky. Now, let's see what happened in the story, okay? On their way up to the clouds, each color left a majestic trail, traveling side by side. The combination of all the colors was so striking and spectacular that smiles returned to everyone's faces and the world was happy again. Thus, it was decided by all that whenever the clouds overdid the rain, the colors would come quickly and make a rainbow. Now, what did the colors do, children? They took a striking and spectacular combination and they formed a pattern of curve like this, okay? And this curve is now called as rainbow. And this brought a smile on everyone's faces, okay? Now let's read further, children. A little later, Black and White entered the classroom and found it empty. They went out and saw everyone congratulating the other colors. Black and White, because of their habit of coming late, were left out of the rainbow. From that day, they trained themselves to be punctual and responsible. They managed this so well that they too became very important colors. Now, later on, what happened that the black and white colors entered the classroom, but they found that the classroom was empty. There was no other colors in the class. Then they went out. Black and white colors went out and saw that everyone was congratulating these different colors. Now, here, because of the habit of black and white of being coming late, they were left out of the rainbow. They did not get the chance to become a colorful rainbow or to become a part of that colorful rainbow. Okay, and from that day, they trained themselves to become punctual and responsible. Then they managed themselves so well that children, they too became a very important colors. Understood, children? All the colors have their own importance, but one day, because black and white were late, they did not become the part of that rainbow. We have learnt in this lesson that we should develop the habit of punctuality as it helps us value time, and being punctual, we complete our work on time. It is very important to value time and not to waste it. If we value time, then only time will value us. So punctuality plays a very important role in gaining success. One should try to maintain speed with non-stop clock and always remain punctual to gain success in life. This is what we have learned about punctuality and success. Here we come to the end of our session. Thank you.